My name is Brendan Buckley. The first gig I ever did with Shakira was a recording session that was in Miami, Florida. I knew people, and I used to work at a recording studio that was owned by Gloria Estefan, if you remember her. And I knew some of the recording engineers there and producers. So when she came to Miami to record one of her albums, this was back in 1998, they called me up to play some live drum tracks on that record. So I did 5 songs on that record of hers. And when that came out, she asked me if I'd do a couple of like the CD release party concerts. So I did a few of those. And then immediately they went to do one of those MTV Unplugged concerts in New York. So they asked me to be part of that band too. And then from that point on, I've been in her band ever since. This tour is called the El Dorado Tour. That's the Gold Tour. And it's like a lot of her tours, it's a combination of new songs and old songs. But I think this tour in particular, Shakira wants it to be a lot of fun, a lot of upbeat songs, a lot of dance, a lot of excitement. So they designed the set list around that. I still do a lot of acoustic drumming, electric drumming, and percussion. That's what I've always done in the band, is I combine those 3 elements. So that's still what I'm doing. A couple songs I play totally on the acoustic DW drums, and a couple of the songs I play only on Roland electronics with samples. Sometimes I play percussion, and sometimes I mix it all together. And I think this is only maybe the 5th show of the tour so far, and it's been going really well. She's doing great. She's really happy on stage, and the audience has been great, and we've had a lot of good feedback so far. If you take a look at it, it's hard to imagine with all that stuff there. It might look like a Neil Peart drum set or something, but really I think of it as a basic 4 or 5-piece drum set still. I play a bass drum with my right foot, a hi-hat with my left foot, a snare drum in between my knees, 1 or 2 rack toms, 1 or 2 floor toms. I always start with that, a ride cymbal, maybe 2 crashes, and then I start adding things depending on what I need to do, what the musical director asks me to do, what Shakira asks me to do, and it just grows and grows and grows. I always want to keep it small because if it's too hectic and chaotic, I think it disagrees with my Zen personality. But sure enough, I have to add, like some of the songs I have to play double pedal, so I add a double pedal. Some of the songs I have to play an electronic kick drum sound, so I add 1 electronic pedal. And then they say, oh, the verse is 1 sound, the chorus is another sound, so I add 2 electric pedals. You know, oh, and there's an explosion that happens here, so I add a 3rd electric pedal with my left foot, which is usually for those cannon sounds, like that. I'll hit that with my left foot. And the same thing with the snares. Sometimes I can combine an acoustic trigger on top of my snare drum, and I put it together. Sometimes they want only an electronic sound, so I have a mesh pad just for electronic snares. And then I have some little tom hits, tom pads, and I have an octapad for all the small little things that I can't cover with the other mesh pads. What else is there? And then there's a percussion setup for certain different songs. There's some Arabic percussion, some African percussion. I have some congas, bongos. There's even a mounted bass drum. It was backstage. You didn't get to see it, but I have to play like a gong bass drum for 1 song. And the electronics part is, because of the way I run things, I have 2 laptops. One is the backup for the other one. In case one of them breaks or freezes during the show, I can immediately, with 1 button, switch to the other computer. and I run a program called Native Instruments Battery 4. That is a software sampler, and I can just drag any drum sound I want into this screen and assign it to any pad I want in my setup. So if someone says, I want you to put this clap sound on the choruses of, beat 2 and 4 of the choruses of this song. So I drag it into the thing and I assign it to this pad and I change the level, and it can be complex if you want it to. You can layer things, you can affect things, put distortion, filters, all this stuff. But basically, the computers run all of my samples, and